take you through the process of getting MBE certified. I know many people in the room are probably already MBE certified, which is why we also have a representative from the Governor's Office of Minority Affairs. And the Governor's Office of Minority Affairs tracks the procurement process and the award process. You know, last year, we gave, there was over $2.1 billion that was allocated towards minority businesses. And I'm not sure if we actually were able to fill all that, but $2.1 billion, that's a lot of money. I can also tell you that the Lieutenant Governor, his specialty has always been procurement. He is working with each agency. It would have started 2 weeks ago with the riots hit. But we're getting ready to start that again next week. He's going to sit down with each agency, and they're going to look at the procurement process. They're also going to look at the buying process. And they're going to try and figure out ways that they can break the contracts down into smaller contracts so that everybody can have a little bit more opportunity. But with that, I'd just like to say thank you. We really appreciate it. You know, I love Prince George's County. The governor's from Prince George's County. His dad was a county executive here. And we will be here as much as you need us here. So thank you very much. And hopefully we'll see you. I'd like to introduce Michelle Jones.
Excited to jump out of my seat. I always get real excited when I had the opportunity to present on the opportunities that are afforded to you through certification within the Office of Minority Business Enterprise. But before I get into the nitty-gritty, in which I'm sure you're excited if you are here and excited to learn about, I wanted to say on behalf of our Secretary of the Maryland Department of Transportation, Mr. Pete Ron, and the Director of the Office of Minority Business Enterprise, Mr. Randy Reynolds, we thank everyone for taking the time out of your busy schedules to come here on the late evening to hear us. And we appreciate the House being opened up to religious leaders, of course, delegates and elected officials, and also our sister agencies who actually invited us out. Thank you very much to Mr. McAdams for tapping my shoulder. So with that being said, we are here to talk certification under me. Anyway, that is what I will be talking to you about today. But before we get into that, let me ask, how many certified firms are in the room? All right, how many of you have heard about certification, MBE certification? Awesome. How many business owners do we have? All right, we're going to talk certification. Let's get it rolling. I'm going to ask you another question. Can you hear me? Yes. All right, because I can't deal with microphones. It ties me up. So if you allow me to step out. Take the microphone. Okay, you tell me what to do. Taking the mic with me. Is that better? All right, awesome. So, again, my name is Cheryl Jones. I'm the Public Relations and Outreach Manager for Maryland Department of Transportation's Office of Minority Business Enterprise. And I'm here to talk to you this evening about certification within the state of Maryland. MBE, ACDE, and SBE to be specific, also known as State of Maryland's alphabet soup. So we're going to break that down. First, we're going to start talking about the Office of Minority Business Enterprise, our programs. Why do they exist? Why is our office necessary? Well, in 1978, the Maryland General Assembly discovered that a disparity existed between smaller, less established firms and the larger, more established firms' ability to fully and fairly and equally participate in public sector contracting opportunities. So, the state of Maryland said, we want to support the diverse needs of our small business community. So they implemented what's called the Minority Business Enterprise Program. It was implemented in 1978, as was our office, the Office of Minority Business Enterprise. And the way it works is you have the larger, more established firms that come into the state of Maryland. What do they have? They have capital, they have work history, they have networks, they have resources. So if you think of Maryland procurement as a piece of pie, as a large pie, they can take the whole pie themselves. Why do they have to share with the smaller firms? Why do they have to share with the minority firms? I can take the whole pie myself. 29. 29 is a number. The percentage of the state of Maryland's contracts, they want to go to certified MBEs, minority business enterprises. So what does that mean? The state of Maryland recognizes the disparity that exists. They say large and more established firms, we welcome you, you're open for business. However, we want to ensure that the needs of our small business owners, the diverse business community, the backbone of the economy, is met by offering opportunities. So your large pie, that you can take the whole cake for yourself, we want a percentage or a piece of that to go to certified MBEs. 29%. That 29% piece of pie, they want to go to certified MBEs within the state of Maryland. Types of certification. All the letters I just threw up there, MB, DB, ACDB, EFG. It's confusing sometimes. What do those mean? The good thing is I'm here to tell you. MB, Minority Business Enterprise, the first program implemented, stands for State Funded Contracts. Upon certification, you receive access and opportunity, and you'll hear me beat that dead horse, access and opportunity, throughout the whole presentation. Access and opportunity to state-funded contracts. DBE, Disadvantaged Business Enterprise Program. Upon certification, you receive access and opportunity to US DOT federally funded contracts, State Highway Administration, Mass Transit Administration, Maryland Aviation Administration. Airport Concessions Disadvantaged Business Enterprise, that offers you opportunities with Maryland Aviation Administration, US DOT federally funded contracts, specifically through BWI Thurgood Marshall Airport. That's if you're interested in being an airport concessionaire. Last but not least, our new baby, in that it was introduced in February 2014, Small Business Enterprise Program, SBE. US DOT federally funded contracting opportunities, MAA, MTA, and SHA. It's a race and gender neutral program in that it looks primarily at the size of your firm, and it will offer you prime contracting opportunities with certification. Now, for the majority of the presentation, we're going to be focused on MBE, DBE, and ACDBE. SBE is similar, but it's a little bit different. God bless you. Yes, that works. Thank you. Can everyone still hear me? Is it working? Yep. All right, there we go. Perfect. So, with that being said, those are the 4 types of certification that we offer. And again, we're going to be talking about the top 3 for the majority of the presentation. Benefits of certification. What's the benefit to you? I talked about this 29% goal. I talked about how we're working to support the diverse needs of Maryland's business community. But what opportunity is afforded to you through certification? Public and private sector contracting opportunities. Our program was introduced to afford access and opportunity on public sector private contracting opportunities. However, what most individuals don't realize is that certification also affords you opportunities on private sector opportunities. Why? Who's heard of minority supplier diversity programs? Private sector entities have minority supplier diversity programs. They look to fulfill those goals, which sometimes they look at the state certifying agency to see who has been certified. And in some instances, your certification with your state agency will work in lieu of their certification process. Who's heard of PEPCO? Dominion Energy, Sodexo. Y'all a tough crowd. Exxon. Everyone should raise their hand. I buy gas. They all have minority supplier diversity programs. So don't limit your thinking to just public sector contracting opportunities. Only firms certified through our office, the Office of Minority Business Enterprise. We handle the certification process. Only OMBE certified firms can fulfill minority inclusion goals. Once you're certified, you're uploaded on the directory of certified firms and you're considered official. Access to opportunity, continued benefits of certification. What's a major hurdle on small business? I know y'all awake, I know it's late. Money, capital, access to funds. Congratulations, you're certified. You get a contract, but you don't get paid for 90 days. What do you do? What do you do? So, Maryland's Linked Deposit Program, homework, for those of you who may not have heard of it, is an opportunity that's afforded to the certified agency, to the certified firm. Upon certification, you qualify for discount loans and lines of credit through supporting lenders. Currently, one out there is a Columbia Bank. So that's another benefit of certification, access to opportunity. I want a contract. I don't have to wonder how I'm going to pay my people for 90 days. Monitoring and advocacy. There are MBE compliance policies and procedures that are in place that protect the interests of the MBE firm, MBE certified firms. We require reporting from state agencies. We take a look at contracts. But MBE compliance policies and procedures are in place. There are also advocates on your behalf in every state agency. They're called MBE liaisons. Why is it important to have policies and procedures? Why is it important to have advocates? It's important because, and Mr. McAdams stole a little bit of my shine, but that $2.1 billion that he was talking about represents the dollars that were awarded to certified MBEs in the state of Maryland in fiscal year 2014. It's okay, someone can clap. Well, I'll clap. All right, $2.1 billion, that's 27.3% of that 29% goal I talked to you about earlier. Yeah, LaCheryl, that's all great and fine and dandy. $2.1 billion, that's what it is now, but what's the past? What historically have you done? Fiscal year 2013, $1.67 billion were awarded to certified MBEs in the state of Maryland. That was 24.3% of a then 25% goal. So what does that say to you? It says to me that the money's going up. Yep. Okay? So that's a benefit. Who doesn't want a piece of $2.1 billion? I didn't think so. Exactly. So moving on. Why do we certify? Why does our office exist, and why do we fiercely guard, as I said, the certification process? We deter fraud, abuse, pass-throughs, and scams. That's what we do. We have a comprehensive certification process. I'm going to go over it briefly later on in the presentation, but we protect the program. We want bona fide, qualified, small minority and or women-owned businesses to be certified as a disadvantaged business. So you'll go through a comprehensive process. How much does it cost to apply in our programs? I'll let you guess. How did you know? Free. Exactly. I heard someone yell at the slide. Yes, the slide. It's free. It costs you nothing to apply for and maintain certification in our program. It will cost you time. We have a comprehensive certification process, but it costs you no money. Moolah, dinero. Skrilla, some people may say. Is the program working? Yes, program's working. $2.1 billion says the program is working. $2.1 billion awarded to certified MBEs in the state of Maryland fiscal year 2014. However, we need you. We need individuals who are interested in the certification process. We need individuals who want to seek certification, not just come to events and listen to me, I can see you, man, and listen to me speak, but also seek certification. Additionally, a Maryland disparity study. The Maryland disparity study constitutionally justifies the need for our program. It comes about every 5 years. We hire a third-party vendor that goes out and surveys minority and non-minority firms, state agencies, and they want to see the contract participation. And they determine, based on their data, whether or not a disparity exists. Guess what? Disparity still exists. It's still there. So it's important for you to understand what the Maryland disparity study is and the importance of it in the event that you are contacted. We need feedback. We need individuals to seek certification. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I have a question about metrics. I know we talked about that in specifically, we're pretty much open to this for African Americans. Are there any metrics on that percentage in terms of black businesses giving them that percentage? I think that's...
Her question was, are there any metrics in regards to the $2.1 billion that break it down based on minority?
Right, because everybody's like, yeah,
right, absolutely. Yes, there are. The Governor's Office of Minority Affairs maintains that data.
Yeah.
Yes, and that is a yearly report, an annual report that breaks that down, and Lisa will detail that a little bit later. Okay? Who is your customer? Who does what in government purchasing? It's important for individuals to know that. State agency, procurement officer, they advertise the request for proposal. They award the contract to the prime contractor. They pay the prime contractor. The prime contractor bids on the complete contract. they work for the state agency and they pay the subcontractor. And then you have the subcontractor who bids on a portion of the contract and works for the prime contractor. Only firms who are certified as the MBE, DBE, or ACDBE can help fulfill the minority participation goals. You will primarily see MBE and DBE as sub-goals. That is not to be confused with, as a certified MBE or DBE, you can only bid on subcontracts. Anyone can bid on a contract in the state of Maryland. Additionally, newly introduced in 2014 is MBE Prime. You as a certified MBE as a prime contractor, say you bid on a contract, you get the whole pie. The advantage that you have is that you can count up to 50% of your work towards meeting that established goal, minority inclusion goal, or 100% of any sub-goal. So you have that opportunity afforded to you through certifications. The Governor's Office of Minority Affairs is in the building, and they are the primary advocate for the small minority and/or women-owned business in the state of Maryland. They have a wealth of resources located on their website, www.goma.maryland.gov, but I'm going to leave that piece to Lisa, since she is here tonight to speak to you. Certification eligibility. You know the little history of the program, you know who we are as an office. But how do we determine if you are eligible for certification? What are some things that you should keep in mind when applying for certification? There are 5 eligibility standards that we take a look at when considering you for certification. The first one is ownership. Keep in mind, we're talking MBE, DBE, ACDBE. It's defined as a firm that is at least 51% independently owned by one or more socially and economically disadvantaged individuals. A big question that we get is, what is social disadvantage? The definition of social disadvantage is, you as an individual in the United States of America experience some form of discrimination as a result of your affiliation with a certain group. Economic disadvantage goes hand in hand with social. As a result of your social disadvantage, you were discriminated against in full, fair, and equal access and opportunity to funds or opportunities within the economy. They go hand in hand when considering ownership. Your ownership must be real and substantial. We want to know how you got your business off the ground. Yes, ideally in the land of unicorns and rainbows, we would take your word for it. However, we want to know how. How do you prove that? You have capital contributions and sweat equity. Did you contribute your money? How could I contribute money this year? I'm a small business owner. I'm struggling. I'm working to get out there. I did my blood, sweat, and tears. Okay, congratulations. We take sweat equity as well. However, with sweat equity, we would like to see dates, times, and what your work is valued at per industry standard. Owner must be a U.S. citizen or permanent resident. Self-explanatory. Additionally, you must be in good standing with the State Department of Assessments and Taxation. Why? The state of Maryland would like their money. So you must be in good standing with SDAT as a business. Minority status. We talked about the social and economic disadvantage. There are certain groups that are presumed to be socially disadvantaged. Women, African Americans, Native Americans, Hispanic Americans, Asian Americans, subcontinent Asian Americans. Ethnic women are dually certified. What do you mean when you say dually certified? I, as an African American woman, upon certification, would be certified as both an African American and a woman. So ethnic women are dually certified. In the event that you do not fall within that group of presumed disadvantaged, socially disadvantaged individuals, you bear the burden of proof in proving your social disadvantage. So we can't say because you don't fall in that list that you're not socially disadvantaged. The individuals that are listed in the previous list, they are presumed to be socially disadvantaged. Additionally, disabled individuals qualify for certification under our MBE program only. However, you must demonstrate how your disability affected your full, fair, and equal access to opportunity. Control. The firm that you're seeking certification in, we want to know that you have the technical and managerial knowledge and expertise in the work that you're seeking certification in. Not to be confused, but you cannot have people that work for you. You can. You can have individuals that do the work. We want to know that you can critically evaluate them. So you can have individuals that make basketball hoops. Congratulations. You can have a team of people that do that. We want to know that when I jump up there and slam dunk, that the basket's not going to come crashing down, and you are able to critically evaluate to make sure that doesn't happen. So that's what we're looking for when we talk about control. We also reference NACE codes. Who's familiar with NACE codes? Awesome. For those of you who are not familiar with NACE codes, the North American Industry Classification System. Never heard about them? Google it. There are thousands of NACE codes. NACE codes can be considered twofold. I consider them twofold. Number one, their job descriptor. You should be looking for the NACE code that speaks to what your firm can currently do. Currently. Not aspirational goals. I see myself there in 10 years. I can do it. No, what you can currently do. That's what we're going to evaluate you on. Additionally, it's a knowledge check. If you're looking for NACE codes in construction, you find a NACE code for construction, you say, that's what I do, construction. That's my NACE code. But then you read through it and you don't understand what it says. Guess what? You're going to have a challenge demonstrating control. Because we want to see that you know how to critically evaluate the work. NACE codes. You're not sure what they are? Google them. Personal net worth. We utilize personal net worth to evaluate economic disadvantage. Personal net worth, we're looking at an individual's assets minus their liabilities. If you are married, we're looking at the assets that you hold jointly with the spouse, your portion. For every program, there's an established cap that you cannot exceed. For our MBE program, it's $1.669 million. That's evaluated annually. For our federal programs, DBE and ACDBE, it's $1.32 million. This does not include the value of your primary residence or the firm you're seeking certification in. We're looking for the disadvantaged individual. Okay? You cannot exceed the established cap for the programs. That's how what we utilize to evaluate economic disadvantage. Size. Your firm must be small, according to the United States Small Business Administration. They go by 13 CFR Part 121. It's a little bit of light reading on a rainy day. Not really. It's heavy reading on any day. But it goes through how they determine if you are small. Guess what pops up again? NACE codes. If you're not sure what they are, familiarize yourself with them. You will see NACE codes again. NACE codes also establish a cap via gross annual dollars or number of employees, depending on your industry. So with your NACE code, you'll have an established cap, dollars, let's say dollars. You have to have a 3-year average that falls below that cap. You're considered small. If it's number of employees, you must have employees below that established cap. So that's how we determine if you are small, according to the United States Small Business Administration. The certification process. You now know what you have to look at to determine if you're preliminarily eligible. You know why we exist, why the program is necessary. So, what is the certification process? The certification process is 4 steps. We have a 4-step certification process. I usually do this to see who's paying attention. 4-step certification process. You got it. You got it. Exactly. It could be 5 steps for some individuals, but you see up there 4 steps. The first step is application. Everything that you read, if you feel like you preliminarily qualify, we would like to see you put that in application. Provide an application, uniform certification application, and you will submit your complete application to our office. Only after we receive your completed application will we take your complete application, because it's complete, and move your complete application to step number 2, because it's complete. Why did I say that so many times? The number 1 cause for delay in certification, incomplete application. Do not pass go, do not collect $200. Do not go to step 2. We can't take you there because we don't have a complete application. The good thing about this is you have us as a resource. You can call us, you can email us on any Tuesday in the month, with the exception of the first Tuesday, because that's when I'm talking for an hour and a half about certification. You can make an appointment to come in and sit with us. We highly recommend it. It's not required. But we highly recommend, before you submit your application, make an appointment to come in and sit with us with your application. That's what we're here for. After you submit your complete application, you're going to an investigation. You have an MBE officer that's assigned to you that will take a look at everything that you put in your application, and they will come out to where it is that you do business. Why do we say that? We certify startups. Unlike the SBA 8A program, you don't have to be in business for a minimum amount of time. 8A wants you 2 years. We want you beyond an idea. We want to know that you have the knowledge, the tools, and the resources necessary to perform the work that you're seeking certification in. And wherever your office space is, that's where we're coming. If it's in 1,000 square feet of a downtown building, we'll be there. If it's at your kitchen table, we'll be there too. Make us lunch. So with that being said, no, don't put me on record. You don't have to feed us. No, not at all. But we're going to come to wherever it is that you do business. So, be at ease. Evaluation. After completing the investigation, the MBE officer is responsible for writing a comprehensive report. An evaluation is where you could add an additional step, depending on what's decided with your packet. The Internal Review Committee, also known as the IRC, will review the comprehensive packet that the officer has turned in. They will do one of two things. They will either recommend you for certification to the Minority Business Enterprise Advisory Committee, or they will recommend that you come in before the Minority Business Enterprise Advisory Committee. If you come in, that's your additional step. Coming in before Minority Business Enterprise Advisory Committee is not a bad thing, always. Not always. Sometimes we need additional clarification. However, where do you think we catch pass-throughs and scams? The advisory committee, okay? So don't look and see you have your notice. Cheryl said that they're going to drag me in screaming and kicking because they're going to interview me because they think I'm fraudulent. No. Some instances, we just need additional information. However, we do have that extra layer to protect us from frauds and scams. After the Minority Business Advisory Committee, there's a determination that's made. There's a chairperson that's over that committee that makes the final decision on whether or not a firm is certified. If you're certified, congratulations, you are uploaded on the Directory of Certified Firms. In the event that you do not receive certification, you receive a detailed letter detailing why you were denied. If you don't agree with our decision, I flip the table at you on BE, I disagree. Okay. You can appeal through the United States Department of Transportation. You must wait 12 months from your denial date before you can reapply for certification in the program. If you appeal, they will do one of three things. They will uphold our decision, they will reverse our decision, or they will amend our decision. Should they choose to uphold our decision and deny you certification, you must wait 12 months from their denial date. So if it takes USDOT 6 months, you're waiting 18 months before you can reapply to the program. If there are any out-of-state firms in the room, you must be certified in your home state first before you seek certification within Maryland. The application process, once a completed application has been received, it's taken an average of 3 to 5 months to get certified. Sold us the dream, now you're giving us the reality. It takes time, depending on what we find when we get into the details of your firm. So, with that being said, we have a 90-day goal, okay? But it can take an average of 3 to 5 months, depending on your firms. Upon receiving certification, you're on our Directory of Certified Firms. Also, what's afforded to you, the DBE Interstate Program. If you would like to take your DBE certification to another state, you can apply for this streamlined process. Annually, we will take a look to see if you still qualify for the program. We will send you notification. It's around your original certification date, and we would like to know that you still meet requirements of the program. You will be required to submit documentation showing that there have been no changes or that there have been changes within your firm. Additionally, if you grow, if you want to add an additional NACE code, you can apply for what's called an expansion of services. Expansion of services does not have to come at your annual certification review. Expansion of services can happen at any time, and that form is also available online. Certification does not. There are some things that certification does not do, and it will never do. We do not guarantee contract award. It's not what we do. We guarantee you access and opportunity. Certification is another tool in your belt. does not guarantee a firm's ability to do work. We're not saying that you're great at what you do. We're saying that you meet the requirements to be certified as an MBE or DBE in Maryland. And it does not guarantee that you meet all the requirements to do business in the state of Maryland. We're talking strictly SDAT. Have to remain in good standing with the State Department of Assessments and Taxation. The application is available